Join me as I explore whether there are really vampires hiding in Buddhist temples, and see if I can uncover the truth. The concept of vampires has always been shrouded in mystery, often associated with dark, eerie places. But what if I told you that there's a more unexpected connection, one that's linked to Buddhist temples? Yes, you heard that right, Buddhist temples. The idea may seem far-fetched, but bear with me as we delve deeper into this intriguing topic. When you think of vampires, you probably imagine blood-sucking creatures of the night, hiding in dark alleys or creepy castles. And when you think of Buddhism, you might picture peaceful monks, meditation, and enlightenment. So, what could these two seemingly disparate concepts possibly have in common? Many people would dismiss the idea of vampires in Buddhist temples as mere fantasy, the stuff of horror movies and fiction. But what if there's more to it? The thing is, our understanding of vampires is often informed by popular culture, movies, TV shows, and books. We imagine them to be these monstrous, supernatural beings with fangs and capes. But what about the origins of vampire lore? What about the real historical and cultural context that shaped these myths? When we start digging deeper, we realize that the lines between reality and fiction begin to blur. Buddhism, on the other hand, is often seen as a peaceful, benevolent religion that promotes harmony and inner peace. But like any other religion, it has its own set of myths, legends, and cultural practices that are often overlooked or misunderstood. So, when we start exploring the connection between vampires and Buddhism, we open ourselves up to a world of possibilities and unexpected surprises. In many Eastern cultures, including Buddhism, there are ancient myths and legends about blood-drinking spirits or demons that roam the night. These stories often originated from a mix of folk beliefs, local legends, and spiritual practices that were meant to ward off evil spirits or promote spiritual growth. In Tibetan Buddhism, for instance, there are tales of demonic creatures that can possess humans and turn them into bloodthirsty beings. One of the most fascinating aspects of vampire lore is the concept of the Vitala, a type of demonic entity from Hindu and Buddhist mythology that can take over corpses and reanimate them. These creatures were often depicted as blood-drinking, flesh-eating beings with supernatural powers. Sound familiar? It's easy to see how these ancient myths might have influenced the modern concept of vampires. In some Buddhist texts, there are even stories of monks who would meditate in charnel grounds, surrounded by corpses, to confront their own mortality and achieve spiritual enlightenment. These practices, though seemingly macabre, were meant to cultivate a sense of detachment and compassion. But what if these stories were more than just metaphorical? What if they held a darker, more sinister truth? One of the most surprising revelations I came across was the presence of vampire-like figures in certain Buddhist texts. These entities were often depicted as having supernatural powers, and were said to roam the earth, seeking out victims to prey upon. It's as if these ancient stories were trying to warn us of something that lurks in the shadows, waiting to pounce. So, what does it all mean? Is it possible that there are really vampires hiding in Buddhist temples? While the idea might still seem far-fetched, it's undeniable that there's a rich tapestry of myths, legends, and cultural practices that connect these two seemingly disparate worlds. By exploring these connections, we might just uncover the truth behind the legends. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the unknown. If you have any thoughts on vampires in Buddhist temples, or if you'd like me to explore other myths and legends in future videos, be sure to leave a comment below.